Hi, I'm Ted from Everything Attachments, and we're today with the Everything Attachments brand of box blades. This is our heavy duty series. It's currently made in a category 1 with a 7/8 pin. You can adapt it to a category 2 with a bushing. The box blade's plenty heavy enough to take any utility tractor up to about 60 horsepower, maybe a little more. What we've done is we've just made a super nice deluxe box blade, and we're able to give you the quality at the price we're selling it for because we make it in-house and we sell it directly to you, the customer, delivered. We have no reps, no distributors, no dealers, nothing that's going to get in the middle between the manufacturing to you. So we're able to give you the best product for the least amount of money. We're continuing to grow our product line and add new machinery every day and new people manufacturing this so we can make it the way I want it and sell it to you at the price you want it. So I'm going to tell you some of the things that we do that's going to be different than the average manufacturer. Even some of the top name brands without naming them are using a much cheaper ripper shank than this. This is not a Chinese ripper shank. I pay about double the amount of money for these ripper shanks as the Chinese ripper shank. But they're super good quality. They have an extra hole. These are 4-hole instead of 3. Replacing the tip is available and easy. Some of the Chinese shanks, you can't even find a tip that'll actually fit them. Every piece of this has been cut on a laser. Now, with the reason we haven't made a video on this particular box blade earlier is because we were subbing our work to another company that had a laser. We just this week ordered our own laser. We'll have it in a few weeks. So we finalized the design to keep it made on a laser because there's some of the things that are done on this box blade that can really only be done on a laser well. And it helps us to be able to build you a better piece of equipment faster to where the price doesn't get up to the same price as some of the major brand names that really don't have the quality and the features built into this as we do. Quality by design is our trademark. I design it. We have an engineer that draws it, makes it all work, but pretty much whatever I want, I get the drawer to do for me. Turn this around. To start with on the front, this is just a standard clevis hitch instead of a straight pin, so that's going to give you more strength. Every piece of this is cut out on a laser, so it's the exact same size every time. There's no question about it. This plate that's welded underneath here keeps all of this from going left to right. Okay, so let's just spin me on around to the side here, Peanut, and I'm going to start showing them some of the indexing marks and some of the things that make this box blade right there. Stop. Okay, one of the things we do was there's so many people we get the question, do you just sell ripper shanks? And obviously they've taken the ripper shanks out, there's nowhere to put them, and so they've left them somewhere, left the job, and now they don't have their ripper shanks. So if with the 4 holes, now this is down second from the top, that means you're going to be ripping deep because you've got a lot of distance here. Most of the time you would probably be using those 1 hole up from what they are now, and then 1 more hole up from that. You can use this box blade without the ripper teeth even showing marks on whatever you're working on. Now if you totally want them removed, you can simply turn them upside down, put your pins back in, and this center one, even though it's under the center brace, and that's where most box blades would have to make you leave that tooth off to the side, and that's usually the one you're going to forget. We've put an extra hole right here so you can turn the ripper shank sideways, put the pin back in, and still keep it with you. Now, a lot of the people use this same 45-degree pin, and they simply take a piece of flat steel, bend it a little bit, weld it over the edges. It does work, but your pin and everything is scraping up the paint and everything on there. It's aggravating just to pull that pin out when it's wedged against that tube. And so by bringing that up, it just makes it easier to adjust. It's just all these little things that end up making the blade that you want to use to make it easy for you. Whether it's a really cold day and you're doing snow and ice, or it's a really hot day, this is going to be the least aggravating of anything you've used. To make sure all the locations are right, there's about 10 different places, maybe more than that on this blade, that actually have indexing marks. So this started out as a flat sheet of steel, and this is all P&O steel, which is oiled and pickled, which is designed specifically for a laser. The quality of the steel has to be almost perfect for a laser to get these type of cuts. So the center brace that goes in here, it's indexed right here into this corner here to make it fit perfectly. This main bar here has a place on this tube that it fits down into to give you the exact spacing every time. And then the back of this brace has a spot that goes through the back of the moldboard, and it indexes it perfectly every time, so nothing can move. Even this tube here has a slot right here, brings the exact height right, where we can start assembling this without a jig or a fixture and get it perfectly square and right. Even the moldboard has two spots right here that keeps everything indexed. That way we just kind of snap it together like a tinker toy, do the spot welding on it, then the next guy gets it to do the complete welding. These laser tubes, even the shanks, because the end of the shanks are a little bit rounded, instead of a square punched hole, which is what most everyone uses, these are tapered to the exact shape of the ripper shanks. So when it does jam from a rock or something, it doesn't try to tear the square corners that are normally punched on an old ironwork or something. Even these side pieces here, and we'll show you a picture of the way it is, they fit into a slot to index themselves where they're perfectly set in the middle, the distance is right apart. There's nothing about this that you can hardly mess up while you're assembling it. The cutting edges come from Valk. It's an American company. I pay about twice the price for those cutting edges. But who's winning here? Well, I just have a basic margin, but what you're getting on the other end is a higher quality blade than anywhere I know on the market that you're able to even buy, especially at this price. So come on around to the side here, Peanut. Bring me on around. Right there. So you can see the indexing marks right here where the moldboard is placed. You can see the indexing mark right here where the tube is placed. You have an extra wear strip right here giving you 3/4 of an inch of wear, and that's where all the wear is going to occur. Come around to the back, Peanut. Instead of just a straight piece of steel, which goes down to the top of what most people are using, is an angle iron that's been manually done with an iron worker for the holes. Instead of just a straight piece of angle, the first piece of the moldboard is actually broke on the correct angle for the curved cutting edge, and then we've made a couple more breaks inside there to get the rolling action of the dirt. And then it also, what that does is when we put this back piece on, it gives you an inset here, so when you're doing your back pushing, you've got an area for the dirt to build up and do good back pushing, and it not just letting it go off to the sides. You can also, well, you can't see in the back here, we've double braced this, but there is a spot right under here where the tab sticks through, where this piece is indexed from the moldboard. This brace here is a piece of 1/4 inch. It's formed and it fits right in here, and it just makes everything stronger, better fitting, and heavier than any other blade in the industry for this type of money. And there's some other features I want to show you in here, and we'll get in here and show you in just a second. Also, underneath these cutting edges, I've looked at a lot of them, and when you turn them upside down, I wonder how they even stay together without being bent. This has 45-degree braces at every main bolt on that cutting edge. So when you hit something, once you wear your cutting edges, you flip them, you wear your cutting edge pretty much again, then a lot of the strength that other manufacturers are relying on to those cutting edges, you've worn half of it away. So even if you've worn almost all of it away on our box blade, it's still going to be strong, and we'll show you the underneath of that so you can see that. So with all of the features that we've given you, the wear plates, the great ripper shanks that are not going to be bending and stuff on you, Just the convenience of bringing the pin up off the beam so you're not scratching it all up. It's easy to put your pins in. The clevis hitch making it stronger. Everything indexed. It is quick attach ready. These are the proper measurements for a quick attach. It has both holes here. Just everything about this blade is what I wanted, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I did building it and using it. All right, so down here in the guts of the box blade, you can see this 3/8 piece that goes all the way from the front of the hitch to the back here. And we've made another break right here, and that L shape just makes everything twice as strong. So when you're back pushing to keep this from skewing to the side, and we've also got gussets on the sides here. Just everything we do just makes it stronger and stronger, and the better it fits, the better it goes together, and the better you end up with the value on the other end. And we're going to show you underneath just the differences of how much steel we've put into this to make this the strongest superior box blade on the market for the price we're delivering it to you. Okay, so as we were talking about underneath with all the bracing, you can see it with every bolt. There's a 45-degree angle brace in here. It's all the way across, and that's just what's making all of this stronger for you. I've never seen any of the other box blades using this much bracing and stuff. It's things you don't see that make our box blade just simply better. Quality by design is everything attachments, and that's what we want to be. We want to make our own name brand that's built for you, not the dealer, not just built to sell, it's built to use. And it's built that your grandkids and your grandkids after that, your great-grandkids, there's no reason why this piece of machinery should ever be scrapped or be torn up enough that it can't be repaired. This is built to be a lifetime box blade for anything in the 60 horsepower or less range. This box blade comes from 60 inches to 96 inches, including a 5.5 foot and a 6.5 foot, just to cover the different tread widths that are occurring with the R4 industrial tires being so wide on the medium-sized tractors. So we think we've got about every size covered that's needed for the tractors built today. If things change, we'll change. But this is a lifetime box blade, and I hope you'll use everything attachments all the time. Once you get your first piece, I think you'll get hooked on it because of the value. Make all your purchases of everything attachments. If you've got any problems, questions, or how to fit your tractor, give us a call or an email at Everything Attachments, and we'll be happy to help you.